Anyways, uh, hello. Yeah. Today we are going to see some common errors. I mean to say common mistakes in software testing. So normally, what are the common mistakes we will do? So there are a lot of mistakes. Also, if we see in daily activities, right, a lot of mistakes we will doing. Like commonly we are doing in the software testing. So few of them I have noted few of them and I'm going to share with you guys. So there are a lot of things, but I'm sharing how much is possible I'm sharing, but still you will find a lot more things. Okay, if you search. See common mistakes in software testing. What are the common mistakes? Okay, see insufficient test coverage. See, so when you are not able to cover the all the test cases, right? Only covering few of the test cases. You're testing only the critical functionalities and neglecting edge test cases. So less frequently used flows. So when you are skipping these things, no, it will cause a lot of problem. So this is the commonly one of the mistakes, and it will cause a lot of the problem in the software testing. Okay. So assuming users are just like us. See, when we are doing software testing, right? So any of the even you are testing any of the software, just you are scrolling the screens, and if you are moving to the next screen without testing anything, no. So don't think that the users will be doing the same thing. So they will be accessing our application. So they are hitting the button. They're entering some data in the text boxes. They're clicking some links. So we should not blindly scroll the pages and we have completed our testing like that. We should not be. So users must not be using software in the same way what how we are using. So don't neglect on that. So it may lead to software failure in production environment. You should test thoroughly. So that is very important. So testing only positive scenarios. So testing only happy parts. Just when you are doing some login, right? So the login is happening. The test case is passed, and the test case is passed. My work is done. My job is done. So it's just okay. You should not be like that. So if the login is happening, you need to find out the negative scenarios. So how login is happening when you are giving valid username, valid password, login is happening. Just when you are finding the negative scenarios, right? Try to give login password, correct password, login username is correct, login password is wrong. So you need to find some negative scenarios. So then only you are going to identify most of the defects. Don't test only the happy parts. So not communicating with the team. So here the important thing is so you should communicate with the team. Suppose your testing team is 5 people. Then so what and all you are doing in your team, what and all you are doing for the current day. So you should so morning stand-up calls will be there, right? You should be discussing and you should be interacting with each other. So this is the work I'm doing. So the communication is very important within that team. So one person who is testing, other person should not test. It is a time-waste process. The second thing is like so if you are alone and if you are working with the development team, then immediately so whatever the task you are picking, you are working, or if you are getting any defect, no, you should immediately rise and you should send to the developer. So in these cases, no, you should not wait. Means you should not you should communicate mm, in a quick manner to solve the issue. And if you are not know regarding the user stories, right? If you are not aware, then you can sync with the product owner or business analyst if they are not available. So developers will be having the idea. So what they are working. So because they need to implement it, right? So then you can discuss with the developers. Okay. So you have to interact with the team by any of the app. Like you have it. Some companies will use Team, some companies will use Slack. So keep on sending or testing updates. Issues can be delayed. Issues cannot be delayed. Immediately had a call or post a message. It is better to have a call for more clarification. So some people are busy with work, right? And so they can take the messages. But any one communication is fine. But it is very important. Testing tasks cannot be communicated Yeah, testing tasks can be communicated within the team if they are testing, if it is a testing team. So issues can be assigned or communicated for quick fixes. Yes, this is very important. Whenever you find a bug, no defect, so you need to immediately contact the developer or assign to the developer. Also, suppose if they are looking today, so when you are writing in the test management tools, right? If the developers are looking and performing action on the defect, then that is okay. If they are not looking, then it is better to post your defect, no, whatever you created defect on it as a message on the to the developers or in a group. That will be helpful. So tomorrow, no, if they are not picking the task, right, defect task, then you can say that yesterday I have posted in the message, I have posted a message, I implemented to the developer, but still developer is not taking any action. So communication is very important. User story clarifications, the main thing. So if you don't understand the user story, then what is the point of you can't create the test cases, developers can't develop the application. So the important thing user stories can be clarified. So with the product owner or business analyst. See, some companies, no product owner will be there. If the product owner is not there, you can directly ask the business analyst. So relying only on automation testing. So when you are relying only on the automation testing is a very good approach to test and save time, but it will not catch all the bugs and defects everywhere, everything. So manual testing can identify more issues. So manually you can cover more issues test coverage. In the test coverage, you can identify more issues. So manual testing, human eye captures more defects. So human eye know, so small defects or large defects. See, everything cannot be automated like capture, image, animation, video. So these kind we can't automate, right? So this, however, we have to go with the manual testing. So automation testing is fine. The coverage and all will get it very quick, but everything cannot be automated. We can't rely more on the automation testing. So report prepared by manual testers will be more in detail because manual testers have a domain knowledge. That is very important. The strong. So any tester should have a domain knowledge. So they have to create the kind of strategy to have that knowledge, domain knowledge. Okay, so poorly defined test cases. See, in QA, right, a tester, right, software tester who is working on any user story or any feature, right, they should aware the requirements. If they don't have any requirements, they don't have any clarity, they can't create the test cases. Even if they define the test cases, we call it as poor defined test cases, it leads to more defects. So incomplete test data. Incomplete test data, see, whenever you are going to work with any of the projects, test data is very important. Sometimes we will get the test data from the client, or sometimes you can use the dummy data. So test data is very important. If you can't find the test data in your testing, then it leads to incomplete testing, and also there is a chance of overfill type of defects, test defects. So relying too much on manual testing. So everything manually should be there, automation should be there, but relying more on manual testing, no? So manual testing is essential and a very faithful process for software testing. Basically, we will do manual testing to build the application to make it stable. But relying too much on manual testing, what happens? Time consuming. So it will take more time. So limited coverage. So limited coverage, what happens now? If you have only two resources, right? There are 400 test cases you need to execute within 2 to 3 days, then that is not possible. So limited coverage only they can cover it. If the test case count increases, then obviously test execution time is increases. So 400 test cases no, per day on an average. If you are executing 70 test cases, 400 means it requires more than 1 week. Then it's very difficult. So test case count increases, test execution time increases. Human errors can happen. Yeah, human errors can happen when doing manual testing. Performing manual testing, we may have human errors. Frequently releases are difficult to handle. So if you have like 400 test cases, right, every 1 week release means execution time is not sufficient. We can't do regular. Then it is very hectic. That so normally it not happens in case if it happens no, based on the project, 2 weeks release, 1 week release, then it is a big problem. So if project is big, then amount of resources. See, when the project is big, if you have more resource count, then utilization of time is required. So those under calculation, that's you should be measured. So relying too much is not good on manual testing. So manual testing, so happy flows and all we can do with the automation testing. See, now we have discussed, right? So like animation, video. So some test cases, okay. We can't do automation, then manual is fine. And also some of the test cases, where the execution time is taking more and through automation, or like some big flows you need to cover, like a curve scenarios means you need to log in some execution time test cases. It will take some 10 minutes like that. So then you don't want to choose for the automation. Then that can be executed manually very quickly by using single test cases and cover 10 test cases. There are some scenarios like that you can create. So forgot to log a defect. So when you are forgot to log a defect, suppose what happens no in commonly doing things in testing, right? Suppose so today when you are testing, you will find a defect, but maybe based on your convenient, you are not raising any defect. You will say that I will at the end I will raise the defect maybe tomorrow at the end because after the regression I will raise the defect. That is not the case. So if you are finding the defect, immediately you raise it and assign to the developer. That is your job. If you are delaying, no, that's later you need to answer to the team. So why defect is not logged? This means there's useless. So defects always should be care. Whenever you catch the defect, immediately raise in the test management tools like Jira, ALM, Mozilla based on your project and should not delay. It should be assigned. That should be fixed. Maybe in the next field, it will get to you. Yeah, that's all, guys. Maybe I'm not covering all. It's whatever the things we have covered. No? So we have experienced in our uh, day-to-day life. So you can post your comments or if you know more things. But so commonly, so we will forget to write so many things, right? When doing testing, but that should not be done. So everything should be accurate because testers has to sign off the product in your hand because you are see developers are developing. They're creating one frame, one picture they are giving or for websites. For that you are testing and you are giving sign off means your responsibilities are very high. And you should be very faithful to the product. There should not be any defect because customers will be how each and every part they will use the product. But testers no should not miss the corner cases. That is the most important thing. But it should be more specifically. They have to test everything. Tester job is a very responsible role. Thank you, guys. I hope this is a very helpful session for you.